This is the 2026 Chevy Trax, and for starting at $23,000, this is a pretty economical and pretty good little SUV. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. Let's walk around this vehicle. I'll show you what's new for 2026. We'll talk about this range topping option. It's got all the bells and whistles at $28,000, and we'll tell you what I like and don't like about this Chevy Trax. Up front, I have a pretty stylish looking car. I think this looks great, really. I have the black dot bow tie. I have an RS badging here. I have a little bit of chrome going across the front of the grille. I have a little styling down there with black piano kind of key looking colors. That's that black, we call it black piano keys. We have the LED light bars going across there. I have 19-inch machined wheels riding on Continental tires. The compact SUV I have for the 4 doors, again, smaller SUV, but I have black mirror caps here, black roof rails. I have a small sunroof. I have body color matched for the door handles here and there with a push button to lock and unlock here. In the rear, as I come around, you can see how things are wrapped pretty nicely. You can see the LED lights blend all the way in. The black dot bow tie in the rear as well. Piano black down here too. And again, this is the 2RS, the higher trim level. As you go down trim levels, you may not have all these features, like the blacked out stuff or some of the styling, maybe get more plain. Just what happens when you lower price point. In the rear, again, compact SUV. I have room for my bags and such. You may not have, it's not fit golf clubs and luggage and all kind of stuff as you would a larger SUV. But again, not the point of this. And then when I close this, I have a manual close, no push button stuff like you find in more expensive vehicles. We'll talk about these second row seats. Open the door here. I can technically fit 5 if I have 3 skinny people because I have the smaller seat here. This is pretty tiny seat, but I have a good seat here, and I have the controls for some, I guess not controls, but I have some USBs there, little storage bin there, and then I have window controls here, chrome for the door latch there. As we close this door, that makes a nice thud sound when it closes. Always like that sound. Open up here, and we have a bunch of controls here for the windows, mirrors, locks, and then some stitching here for the RS trim. We see the same stitching here in the seats, going up here, and then on the headrest, ties the RS trim together. And then we have the double stitching there in steering wheel, and we have heated steering wheel in this case for that, again, higher trim level. There's different cruise control settings, some lights, some nice styling there for the vents, carries through there as well. I'll get in here. We'll talk more about this interior because I have a little bit of an RS badging there and then the styling there. Then for the driver screen, it's all digital. So I'll turn it on. I have a digital display. I'll move the camera for you guys. Fully digital display there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wirelessly. Then I have their screen. You kind of flip through some things there for different controls and such. Vehicle health details. Fuel economy, its best I got was 34. It's rated at 32 miles per gallon highway, and I believe, I'll double check my notes here, it is 30 combined, 28 city, so I'm right on par. I have heated seats for passenger and for the driver. Again, lower trim levels didn't have all these features. I have wireless charger, some controls here for the auto start stop and traction control, RS on the shifter, and then I have cup holders, little storage. Let's move the camera around, storage there, and a little storage down there as well, and then the black dot bow tie for the driver. So that's the interior and exterior of this Trax RS. Under the hood is a 1.2 liter turbocharged engine. It's a 3-cylinder engine. It's kind of crazy. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. It produces 137 horsepower. Now you do get that really good fuel economy, but it's not going to blow your mind off the line. And we'll talk a little more about that when we get to the driving impressions of this review. Okay, out on the road with the Chevy Trax, that's 30, that's 40, that's 50. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's an amazing amount of horsepower with this little vehicle, but it's maybe the right amount for the size of vehicle it is, if that makes some sense. I actually had an opportunity to drive this vehicle quite a bit this last week. I flew in from an event in Phoenix, picked this up in Denver, drove it home, which is about 200 miles. I can tell you that the seats in this are better than prior generations of the Trax. My butt didn't hurt after 3 hours of driving home. I will say the Equinox and on the GMC side, say like the Acadia, have nicer seats than this, but these are pretty good. So if you're gonna do a lot of road trips and things, I'd probably move up and spend a little bit more money on the larger mid-size SUVs. But if you're just doing a lot of round town driving and you're doing a lot of commuting, this is probably going to be okay for you. I found that the technology in this vehicle is pretty darn good. You know, I have Apple CarPlay connected all times. I like that I still have behind the steering wheel, you can still adjust the volume and change stations. I like that I had the heated steering wheel this morning. It's getting pretty cold here in Nebraska in the mornings. Winter is coming. And I find that it's pretty comfortable as far as, again, seat comfort and also visibility in the cabin. The windshield, the rake of the windshield, the visibility through the windows, it is an easy vehicle to drive, easy vehicle to use, and pretty good fuel economy. Like I showed you on the screen, I drove it around from in town this week and drove from the airport. I haven't put any gas in it at all. So I'm looking at probably over close to 300 miles and I haven't put any gas in this thing. That's pretty good. So here we go. There's 20, there's 30, there's 40, 50, 60, 70. So and this is 65 in here, so I'm gonna slow down. So yeah, again, nothing that you write home about and say, oh my God, this thing's amazingly quick, but it's probably good enough for this kind of vehicle. And that's probably more spirited driving than people would normally do with this type of vehicle. So I tend to think for the price you're going to pay, under 30,000, again, all the bells and whistles in this one, you can get this about 23,000 with less features. I think it's probably a pretty good vehicle for those customers in that price point who just need a basic A to B transportation vehicle. I think Chevy's done a good job with this one, and I think they're going to sell this really well to those customers, because I can't find anything that really stood out to me that was a big negative on this. What do you guys think? Something stands out to you that I missed that's an obvious flaw? I don't see it, but I bet you guys have seen something as you watch this video, because yeah, you guys are pretty good about that stuff. So make sure you put comments down below. Be curious what your thoughts are. Let's check out the videos on this channel up over here. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.